Hello, welcome back once again to my series of videos that I have been doing to discuss some of the very common yet concerning academic skills that parents would like some support with at home. Now, today, so we've already reviewed reading fluency, reading comprehension. Today and tomorrow, we're going to be talking about writing. This is a subject in particular that many of the families that I am working with this year have asked questions about. I use a very simple approach to writing. For my own child, I do not purchase a curriculum. I use like the old school writing process to teach writing. Now, what is the writing process? Today, I'm going to tell you the process that I use to teach, and we're going to review one of the steps that is, to me, the most important step. So, the writing process is brainstorm, rough draft, edit, final draft. You might see these named differently depending on who you're talking to or what chart you're looking at, but these are kind of the most basic steps in the writing process. I am sure a lot of you, this is coming back to you from when you were in school. You took a day to brainstorm, then you took a day to write your rough draft, then you read it, you had a friend read it, you had the teacher read it and edit it and revise it, and then you rewrote your final draft. I truly and wholeheartedly believe that this is one of the most effective ways to teach writing. So let me share with you some resources that you can use to use this same simple method with your child at home. So today I am only going to talk to you about brainstorming. Now, many of you, as you are looking through your curriculum, you've noticed that there are different kinds of writing. Okay, there's narration, expository, persuasive, and argumentative. I am going to show you how to use the same graph, the same brainstorming tool for all three of these. I am here to tell you this is the visual tool that I used through college to plan my essays. I have always used this. I feel like it's the most streamlined visual tool out there. There are thousands. If you would Google brainstorming, writing process, you are going to find thousands of options for graphics of how you can organize and brainstorm your writing. This is the only one I've ever used. To this day, if I was going to write a paper, this would be the way I would do it. Now, on my website, I have two versions. I have a version for a younger child or a shorter writing, and a version for an older child or a longer writing. I am going to explain these steps to you using the simpler graph because it's easier to expand it. Okay, we're going to start with narration. Narration is telling a story. Okay, now when I'm telling a story, I could put my title in the center here, and then I could simply put my steps first, next, last. Okay, so again, you are kind of going to use this visual representation to show your progression of events. Now, if you're writing a longer narrative passage, you could use the longer one. This could be, for older children, if you're writing a novel type thing, this could be chapters, so you could have your general title here. You could, if you want to, put some character information, some setting information. Then you could say chapter 1, your main events in that chapter, chapter 2, your main events in that chapter, chapter 3, 4, 5, if that makes sense. So again, an easy way to lay out, all you're doing is getting on paper the basic progression of your story for your narration. And you're putting that, it does not have to be complete sentences when you're brainstorming. You're just putting your ideas there and framing the way that you are going to move through your story once you start writing. Okay, so that would be for narration. Now, expository, again, expository is very similar. And expository writing would be to teach someone how to do something. So it's the same type of thing, progression of tasks, first, then, next, last, however many bubbles you need to lay out the process that you are going to write there. For persuasive or argumentative, only a slight difference. You might state your opinion in the center box and then write 3 reasons why you feel that. Okay, or state the opinion or the something, whatever you're trying to prove, and then put 3 evidences from the text of why that is true. Okay, again, for an older child, you might have 5 reasons. Now, these separate lines here are going to be details. Okay, details to give more information about that. So let me do a very simple persuasive writing to tell you why Little Red Riding Hood is the best character in this story. Okay, so I might write Little Red Riding Hood is the best character in her story. Okay, right here, red. Red is the most beautiful color in the world. Red is a deep and rich color, and it gives good imagery in the story. Okay, so I'm going to talk about why I like red. A second reason why I think she's the best character, she's kind. Okay, she's willingly taking her grandmother food. She is risking her life to go through the forest, and she is very brave at the end of the story. Okay, so I've said who my favorite character is or who's the best character. Reason 1, why? Because of red. Reason 2, why? Because of her personality. She's very kind. And maybe reason 3, why I love her is because she thinks she sees the best in people. So even though she meets this wolf, I'm going to talk about how she meets this wolf, and obviously a wolf is very scary, but she doesn't doubt him. She doesn't question him. She assumes that he's a good character. Okay, so right there, I've written incomplete sentences, I've jotted down notes, and I've laid out how I'm thinking of connecting all of either the steps in an expository writing, the sequence of events in a narrative, or my arguments in an argument or persuasive writing. So that is how simple brainstorming can be. Obviously, if I have an older child, I'm going to try to use a more detailed, there's going to be more reasons. But these can be made as simple or as difficult as you like them. For a kindergartner, each of these might be a single sentence, okay? You might not have the details. For a third grader, these each might be a paragraph. So you see how you can adapt this for how in-depth you want it to be. Okay, that's kind of not a lot of information, but the key to remember is the first step when you are writing is that you must plan. So brainstorm. Use these resources. They are on my website to help your child brainstorm, and join me tomorrow where we'll talk about the last 3 steps. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Bye.